Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to one of my real board lectures. And I have a very interesting game for you today, a game that might be a little bit outside of what I normally go over, going over players I don't normally go over, but I think the change will be good. Because you see, usually when I go over games, they're probably Chinese or Korean players, they're probably very, very aggressive players, a lot of fighting taking place, that sort of thing. However, it is good to remind everyone that that is not the only way you have to play. That style that I prefer, that might be good for me. I might enjoy learning that style. I might enjoy studying that style. Doesn't necessarily mean that is what you want to enjoy. So, with that in mind, we're switching things up today. And boy, is this a switch. Today, as you can already see on the overlay, yeah, totally. We're going over a Japanese game between Shibano Torimaru and Ishida Yoshio. Now, Ishida is taking black. He is a professional 9-dan in Japan, and Shibano Torimaru, on the other hand, is a professional 1-dan in Japan. Now, I'm not going to say why we are going over this game or who we're going to be looking at. You will find out shortly. Suffice it to say, the 9-dan opens up with a 4-4 point. We are going to see a few different things in this game than we are used to seeing in the games that I typically go over, so expect that. Different Joseki choices, different fighting choices, a lot of different ideas. Now, here is something that already interests me greatly, because keep in mind, we are now in a cross Joseki. This comes up later. White takes two 4-4 points, rather, not 3-4, sorry. And those 4-4 points state we're probably looking more towards influence than for territory, which is a little bit unusual, considering the 4-4 points usually mean that we're interested in influence. Something the cross usually says we're not interested in at all. Black approaches. He approaches from the side of the 3-4, because the 3-4 is more important than the 4-4. Stands to reason. It's easier to just get territory with one more move than, let's say, the same for the 4-4 point. 4-4 point still has an invasion. This, on the other hand, does not. Well, it's less likely. White approaches far and high. Now, this is remarkably Japanese. There are a few key elements to kind of point out Japanese style of play. One, we don't really see Chinese and Korean players really falling in love with this high pincer here. Or high pincers in general for the most. Well, there's some instances where they are. But high pincers are notably a Japanese characteristic. I think Chinese and Korean players don't like it so much because of the aji it leaves behind. But we will see how our young 1-dan here wants to handle this. Black goes into the corner. He doesn't jump out. You could jump out. Let's put it down here. You could jump out, but really, what are you saying if you jump out? You're saying that you want something like this? A base? Why? Why do you want a base? Is this dead? No. Is there Aji here still? Yeah. So we don't usually see this Joseki an awful lot. So unsurprising, black goes into the corner. Looking rather normal of him in terms of the games that we usually go over, is the response that I would expect to see. White blocks here. We don't block on this side because there is nothing over here to use this wall with. We usually want our walls facing something, not facing nothing. Walls that face nothing do not make us happy. So I go and do the Joseki that everybody knows. If you play Go, chances are you know this Joseki. Alright. Nicely straightforward. Just getting life back in the corner. Now, technically speaking, you could continue this variation up with a stone here to protect against the Aji left behind with this one stone. However, if you were going to play that with the intent of fixing there, that'd be very, very strange for you indeed. Because it's kind of small. I mean, you could play here, and your opponent could take an enclosure, or could approach, and what are you going to do, respond again? No. Instead, we're going to try to use that influence by playing here. Now, I want to point out he doesn't play here, because this is not Sentei. Your opponent can ignore it, and likely would do so. So he approaches. Okay, trying to use that influence. Black backs off. He does not get into a weird fight over here, because generally speaking, if you get the corners on either side, it's going to be worth more than what's in the middle, right? If we count this, like 2, 4, 6, 8, let's just say 10. Let's just say there's a nice 10 points there, that's easy to remember. So where does white have 10 points here? Well, we're not really supposed to count this, because we don't know who's getting like what over here. So let's not do so. And this is not even territory yet, because we can still come out. This isn't dead yet. But for the sake of argument, let's say this might be exchange, but we can count this as territory. Let's say that's 3, 6, 9. A little bit more if this is dead. But it's not dead. So you have to kill this in order to be equal to here. So if we get points here and points here, and white has to like spend a bunch of moves trying to seal this off into territory, then we're probably still ahead. So we back off, we can develop. This area is not as large as this area. It is up to white to decide how to make that large. If we pincer, that is a weak group, that is a weak group. Maybe it comes together and ruins everything that our opponent's trying to do, or maybe we just make a weak group and we die. So I agree with black. Backing off. Pretty cool. Going for all the points. But keep in mind, we can still exchange this. And if this gets exchanged, this is still quite sizable, and easily on par with this. But for now, it's too small. I'm going to extend. Now, don't you like so far how I've given you every indication that the reason why I'm going over this game is because I really like how black played? No. Sadly, the reason why I'm going over this game is because white plays in a way that I don't usually review. So first thing it does is apply pressure. Makes sense. If he backs off here, for example, and just allows this to be built, not sure where we're going from here. He's trying to be a bit more proactive in this game. So he's like, I'm going to attack this. Black says, okay, I'm going to take territory. Bam! Taking territory. Now what you going to do? White says, I'm going to extend on up. Black moves to secure himself. Alright, now we are nice and secured. Absolutely loving it. Which gives us Sentei to do what? What are we going to use Sentei for? Now, if this was a Chinese or a Korean game, I might think to myself, okay, so we got that there. Maybe he's going to go for territory, or maybe he's going to, kick this and kind of like lean on this group to really get something done. That's what he's doing. maybe he'd even just back off and just let this lit. Go and approach. But both of these are not taking into account the fact that white is clearly after all that influence. He's a very influential style player. So we see another high pincer. So far this game, one thing you can take away from it is if you are pincering high, I don't know, you can do it. It's fine to do. It's fine to do. Just get all that influence. Now here's where black starts losing me. He jumps up and plays the Joseki that I purposely mentioned we don't usually play. We don't usually play this. But black just wants to ruin everything here. He's like, I need a living group in this area because of all of the influence my opponent is trying to get. So I need a living group here. It's what I need right now. White, on the other hand, doesn't go immediately for the weaknesses. Instead, white says, well, while you're trying to do that, I'm trying to get all of this amazing influence. I'm trying to make all of this work together. I mean, it's really open. It's so open. So ridiculously open. But he's going to make the attempt. Now, I think everyone here can probably predict black's next move. Can you do it? What do you think? What do you think? Where's black going to play next? Corner's fine. Corner's fine. Nothing wrong with that corner either. Group's got a base. We have Sente. We can play elsewhere. One reason why a lot of people don't like this move is because it's vulnerable. It's vulnerable. And sure enough, that's what black plays. Like, I'm going to attack you. And rather than play this sequence, white plays here. He's got something else up his sleeve. Black connect. White tries to play as obviously as possible. Like, I want you to play here because I want this move. Black says, well, no. Just gonna connect here then. Attaches because we want the influence. We're still trying to cut. Black's like, again, no, I don't want you to cut me. But that's okay because we got influence, so we can go back and attack here. So with this one move, white was saying, cutting through you or I'm pincering you. Either or. So I think in hindsight, I think I kind of like this move maybe over here instead. Given that it's kind of like, this approach kind of like evoked this weird exchange over here. I kind of wonder if maybe the enclosure wouldn't have been a little bit better for him, but again, dude, he's like professional 9-dan. I'm not. That's just something that I thought. So we're now under attack here. Tries to save his stone. So now he's a weak group. It's getting kicked around. Okay. Leaning. Tari to cut through. Black says, bam, I have now disconnected you. But white says, no, no, no. You seem to be mistaken here, sir, for it is I who have just disconnected you. This group over here still needs life. Still needs life. This move over here still needs to be killed off for this to be nice for black. Can't do it though, can you? Have to play. Have to play. Oops, I'm sorry. Before going back, he does Atari first. I almost forgot because my phone beeped at me. Phone beeps at you, you start to lose track of what you're doing. There we go. Now we get stronger because we're still using this influence bit. Black doesn't want to be counterattacked, so he wants to do the living bit. White says that corner is small, so I'm going to do the poking bit. Because this is not alive, this is weak. This is weak, and it's because of that stupid stone. Got too close. Got too close. Didn't respect the influence, man. You don't respect the influence, bad things happen to you. So we go poke. And we save ourselves. Black has to not die. And now I like this. This move right here is fundamentally something that many people can learn from. He's not doing anything other than getting a base for his group. Like, I want to attack this, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I get to attack this, or maybe he gets Sente and he gets to attack me back. That would suck. It's like, I'm just gonna get I'm getting a base first. Bam, getting a base first. Black says, I'm not losing my eye on what's important. I'm going to get shape for my group. Instant attachment because we're still trying to go and make this area large. White is all about this crazy amount of influence. Crazy, crazy amount of influence. Stuns. White's like, 11th line, don't mind if I do. Sorry, 13th line, my bad. And this is where Black starts getting cold feet. It's like, this area is getting too big. It's getting too big, gotta reduce. So he uses the Aji, the stone's not dead yet. Prevents connection. Prevent a connection, this might be good. If we can get this group living, it might not be too bad. But rather than keep trying to kill it, because it's really hard to kill this. I mean, between this being in Sente, and then like this almost immediately being alive, plus you can still jump out. I mean, you're not killing this, right? You can't. You might be tempted to, but it's not going to happen. So White's just like, influence. All day, every day, we're going for that influence. I want to take a time out here. And you guys can think about how crazy that is. You can also hear a train in the background, I apologize for that. But think about how crazy that is. It's like, yeah, just go ahead and live here. All I want is the middle? Really? That's what we want. We want the center? How many of you were taught that? Center before everything else? Anyone taught center first? Center first? No? Alright. Center first. Here we go. Center first. Center first. Connect on up. Whoops. Throw stone on the ground. Connect on up. I wonder if I could do one of these games from park somewhere. When that's possible. I'll have to look into that. That might be kind of peaceful. And alright. Life. Getting ourselves some life. Asking, are you really alive, sir? White's a little bit uncertain. Oops. Not sure if that's in frame, I'm sorry. Alright. Looking like we're slowly living. Because you can also come in down here. End up that way. So you're not going to kill this. You're not going to kill this. You need to respawn here, and then that lives. Because you can't get rid of that eye. So alright. Back to center mode. Remember. This is a 1-dan. 1-dan professional against a 9-dan professional. And he's just like, I'm just going to go grab influence. Very different style than what I usually go after. What I usually review. Like, alright, we're going after the influence. Going after all of the influence. Can double Hane until I get all the influence. We're backing off. We're ruining the stones and their alignment. I think I touched that one too. It's a good thing I wasn't in a tournament this year. Oh my god. So bad at placing stones. Push on up. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Can you imagine like losing all of your time in a tournament game because you kept adjusting the stones? It's like, look, I lost, but my stones have never been neater. And this group was gonna live, clearly. And look at all this influence! We're not even protecting cut points! How many times have you seen a game don't protect cut points, use the Aji, and wrecked everything you thought you were getting? It blows the mind. Right now, this guy's style. He's crazy. Black's like, I can kill something, cut points. I mean, this is how is this gonna work, sir? How? It's like I can do this here, and you're gonna connect. Can kill off some stones. Can go here. Not twice. Sorry. There we go. Now he's going after the top. White is refusing to back down. He's like, yep. Keep fighting me. Keep fighting me, bro. What you got? Black's like, I don't know. It looks like I got 3 stones of yours. Maybe is that looks like what I got. Like, okay. Well, you can have them. But really? Okay. 3 stones. Thank you. Guess they're dead now. Yummy. White says, I'm sacrificing. Black says, I hope you're dead. Otherwise, this is awkward. Oops. Gonna go ahead and connect, not with a white stone. I keep doing that. I don't know why. So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties to 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks okay. We're going after more influence. And we're kind of protecting that cut point. It's kind of nice. Black's like, yeah, this is getting out of hand. I'm going to lean here. He's going to protect these. I'll use this to come in. And maybe I'll bring this stone out while these stones are coming on in. But White's like, whatever. I'm going to take a corner now. But Black's like, dude, what about your group? White's like, I got the middle. What about my group? And Black says, I think it's dying. White just says, yeah. Guess so. All of these stones are dying. Just giving them up left and right, not even caring. It's like, yep. Not sure if you got the memo, boy, but I want the middle. Stones. Stones. Corners. Middle. Middle's where it's at. Yeah, I want the middle. Middle's amazing. So Black's like, alright, I got your corner. I'm gonna take the side as well. And White's like, but you're not getting into my middle. This game is actually crazy. Who plays... Okay, clearly he plays like this. But that's crazy. If I was playing this game, I'd be like, I guess we're winning. I mean, he'll have something in the middle, whatever. But, I mean, this has got to be worth more than that, right? Sacrificing the stone. Trying to, anyway. I guess the idea here was that White would be playing here, and then you can like pull back and hook up, and then you'd have this. But White says, no. You want to live there? Prove it. Black plays here. White plays the honey, because that stone's not dying. Looking like we're going to turn and get this kind of shape, maybe? Or no, cut. We're going to cut probably, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That looks good. The extension is really, really nice. Because you can't follow because that'll live. So you've got to play here. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Playing here because we're making sure that nothing weird here makes nothing here works. Dropping down, still good. We got 3 to 4. Making this nice and strong with this sacrificial play before going back and securing that middle again. Everything he's doing, everything is just for the center. That's like the exact opposite of how I tell people to play. Like, yes, if you want to get better at this game, you must go for corners, sides, and then center. You do not go screw the sides, give up the corners, and go for that center. But no, this dude's all over it. This guy doesn't care. He didn't get that memo. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Go ahead and play in Co. We got some Co threats. Big Co threat too, that one. Alright. Black's got some threats too, throwing it in for a kill. That's too big, gonna respond like so. And go back to the Co. Again, we've got the locals. Gonna get respond, obviously. And then go back to the Co. Threatening to link under with a black stone and not a white one. Denied. Back to Co. White's like, you know what, I think I got enough influence here. I think we're good. Black looks like he's gonna live. Throws on in. Black plays for 2 eyes. Denied out of there. Goes on back to Co. I think we see a... yeah, upper left. Or, darn, that was a direction. That would be your top side. No, your bottom side, I'm sorry. Reduce a liberty on the bottom group. Going back to the co. Wrong. There we go. Connects his bottom group, threatening to hook up underneath. There we go. And back to co. Co does last for quite some time. But it is an important one. It is an important one. Takes. There we go. And once again back. Once again back to co. There we go. Black finally connects. White throws in. Black again threatens to connect. White cuts off. Getting kind of sketchy. Going back to a co. This co is turning so freaking huge. Connects on up. Black has to do likewise. Which means white gets to cut through. That is an enormous pickup. Tries to come in. White says, no you don't, sir. This is my area, not yours. It's like, well, is there Aji here? White says, nope. Connects. Can you see what's happening next? You can see the idea here, right? He wants to Atari here, and then Atari here, and then go back to Go, I guess. Threatens to cut through to create more co-threats. White says no co. Black takes advantage of the cut anyway. Because if we do this, and then connect, it's probably Sente. Drops down. Is forced to defend. Black gets to peep. White says no coming in. So black peeps. Or wedges, I suppose. Sorry, wrong word. Black backs off, white backs off. Giving up more points yet again. He's just giving up everything for that middle, I tell you. You don't often see a player this obsessed with the center. But, yeah, with this guy you will. With this guy you will. Connects. Underneath. Now I should point out this game does go to counting. This game absolutely goes to counting. Black takes his 2 stones from earlier. Connects. Takes the 2 stones. But it should be fairly apparent, if you're okay at counting it, who's ahead. Because like right now, this is all endgame. And I'm going to play it out because some people do like seeing endgame. And I myself need to work on my endgame. But if you're good at counting, or have a reasonable estimate, then you should know that white, believe it or not, is leading in this game. Push through first because the attach doesn't matter, or the cut doesn't matter right now. So we can force another move out of our opponent. Now the cut does matter, so we connect. Getting some more points for ourselves. Likewise, because of the Atari is a thing. Dropping down's fairly nice. Don't have to take that ever again. Nicely Sente too, because a throw-in would kind of make us unfortunate. Which means we got to do that in Sente before going back and taking away another point. That's pretty big in Endgame. Pretty big in Endgame. There we go. Now it looks like black has Sente, so he pokes through it, the forcing move down here, or up here, I guess. Gets blocked. God, I keep reaching into that for a black stone. I don't know why. Gets blocked. Crap, it did it again. Pushes through. Gets blocked. Just picking up 1 point here, 1 point there. Another point over here. Don't want to lose them 2 stones. That's huge. Because not more just the 2 stones. I mean, you'd lose the 2 stones, you'd lose a point there, you'd lose a point here and here, because you need to put that in, makes sense. This can't keep reducing you. So it's the 2 plus the points. Pretty big. Push, push, push. And connects. White plays the Atari. And oddly enough, black throws in, though I'm not sure why. White takes, clearly. And then connects. I guess maybe it was just a time Suji because he was looking for maybe anything that was in Sente. Probably Byoyomi at this point, I would imagine. That's definitely a very large point. That is incalculable. Okay, you can, but seriously. Getting reduced again by white. Gotta respond. I think we have to respond, do we? We do, right? Yeah. Aren't any other large Sente moves? We would have played them already. This is getting rid of a point. Well, 2 points actually. If black got this, there'd be a point here and a point here. Playing the Atari. White has to connect. Again, 1 point. Can't allow that to happen. There we go with that. Another point. Because the Atari, you have to fill. Like so. And I think this is the final point in the game. This point, white is ahead 16.5. A little surprising it went to counting. But it did. That is the final score. White by 16.5. And that is after giving up these stones, giving up those stones, giving up the stones on top of the board. There's one more dead over there. This really swung things. That was big. That was just so big. This ko was for like the entire friggin' game. This could not have been allowed to go for black. Because if these stones weren't toast, then I don't think the center would have been worth enough. But that ko, along with the center, this is just so huge. That is so absolutely large. Give up everything go after the middle, go after the middle, go after the middle, influence, influence, influence. I like this over here. The play back in the beginning when we attached, when our opponent came, when black came and approached, the attachment into the pincer, I thought that was really nice. Despite this, going for black, I still thought that was very, very good. And that's like the only thing I can really point out and say, well, it looks like maybe that approach might have been a bit too much, and the enclosure off there might have been a little bit better, because it seems that maybe with a little bit of underestimation there with the influence that white could obtain, and then the counterattack. So, I mean, all this was developed pretty much off of this being surrounded, so I don't know. I'm not strong enough to say that was clearly a mistake. Looks like it might have been one. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to say. But if you think that this player played influence once on a fluke, just to see if he could, no. I'm going to do another game where we show you another time in which this player goes for influence, because this is what this guy does. More often than not, it seems that this is his style. He goes for the influence. So I hope you enjoyed this game, and we're looking at another one. So join me for that one, and I'll see you next time. As always, thank you everyone for supporting on Patreon. If you're enjoying the series, continue to do so. If you're enjoying the series, think about doing so. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.